On this week's episode of the Fizz, we are missing one of the Power Three, Channy Football, down in Florida, enjoying a little vacay with the fam. So it's me and Ice Cold Brew Lou, and we have an action-packed show for you guys today. While there are a ton of sports going on, we lead off with Hooters rebranding. Lou has some absolutely ridiculous ideas for how Hooters should rebrand. But after that, we get into the meat of the sports. Our Sparties lose in the Elite Eight. The Tigers start off 2-4. The Red Wings are dead to fucking rights. The Pistons are fighting people. There's torpedo bats, and Ovi is going to break the all-time goal record. But before we get into all of that, I want to tell you about our amazing sponsor, which is Antonio's Restaurant. If you haven't had Antonio's, it is my favorite Italian restaurant that I've ever had. They have locations in Dearborn Heights, Farmington Hills, and Canton, also Livonia, and then their Roman Village location in Dearborn. Everything at Antonio's is made the old-fashioned way in-house. They have signature dishes like their gnocchi Rita made by Mama Antonio. It is so good. It is so delicious. It is my favorite dish there, and I get it every single time. They have amazing pastina soup, and then, as always, every time you sit down there, you're going to get a big basket of their delicious, absolutely amazing garlic bread. So please go visit Antonio's at one of their amazing locations. Try their food. Bring the whole family. It's always a great time. Always wonderful food and service. My favorite restaurant that I've ever had. So go check them out. That's Antonio's. But now, let's get into the Fizz. Hello and welcome to episode 183 of the Fizz. Thank you all for being here. It is Thursday, April 3rd, also better known as opening day eve. Chandler taking the day off, laying on a beach somewhere in Florida, but it is me and Ice Cold Brew Lou. How we doing, brother?
We're good, baby. Good to be back. Chandy's got the sand between his ass crack. He's wiping down Archie's ass. There's a bunch of ass play going down in Florida. That's what I've heard.
Yep. The Nash ass play is what people are saying. That's what they're calling it.
Wild. Good for Chandy, though. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, buddy.
Yeah. I know, and we actually have a nice day here today. It's like been the warmest day of the year so far. Feels nice to just not be freezing. Yesterday I actually almost broke with the cold weather. It was so damn cold, and I got actually pissed off about it, I think, for the first time this year.
Yeah, yesterday, fucking downpoured weather podcast, by the way. We got the Katrina, lightning strikes, fucking thunder was booming last night. And then Monday, it was like sleeting, hailing, ice freezing over. I think I saw a couple ice trucks salt trucks on the road, too. So it's like, what the fuck? Welcome to March in Michigan, right?
April, baby. We're
that too.
April, Lou.
Jesus Christ.
Dial her in. We are a weather podcast, not a calendar podcast.
Correct.
Busy week in sports. Red Wings continue to plummet. Michigan State gets bounced. The Pistons are fighting people. The Tigers start their season. But the biggest news that we are going to start with is Hooters. Hooters files for bankruptcy, but they return as a family-friendly organization. Our insider, Ice Cold Brew Lou, has all the info you need about Hooters. Lou, talk to me about it.
Yeah, it's sad, dude. The original Hooters, they started the Twin Peaks, the Tilted Kilts, what are some other ones that are like skimpy bar places? Like Krabby Joe. Wasn't there like a southern one where they rip on you while they wear like skimpy outfits, like Salty Joe's or something?
Wasn't it like Dick's?
Oh, Dick's. That's right. Dirty Dick's. Dirty Dick's.
Wait, did the chicks dress skimpy there? I didn't know that about that. I didn't know it was like a Hooters type. I thought they just insulted you. I didn't know the chicks looked good.
They should be, because that would make it better.
Okay, got it. So you don't know that?
I don't know. No, correct.
Got it.
Yep, well, that's not a Midwest thing. So we'll stick with our Tilted Kilts, our Twin Peaks, our Hooters, rebranding. So I thought that was I haven't heard anything. I don't know. Do you know any Hooters that are left around in the area? It says that they're over $100 million in debt. So
the last Hooters I saw, the most heartbreaking Hooters, the iconic Hooters, is the one by the driving range on Gratiot.
Yes.
Jars. That's the one that's the Hooters that I knew growing up. That was the iconic, that's when you knew you were cruising Gratiot. You saw that Hooters. That's the one I know. And it's toast. It's gone now. So
that was one of the ones. And then the other one that's been toast for a few years now, maybe longer than that. The one on 16 Mile right there by 75. It's Grand Castor now. That used to be a Hooters as well.
Yeah, and shame on me. I've been to the Grandcaster there, not the Hooters. So that whole thing was a Hooters. It was huge. It was a
Yeah.
huge building. It's a big
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I did a little history of Hooters. I don't know if you knew any of this, Frank, but it was founded in 1983, and it became the cultural icon. I mean, you got to remember the John Daly's growing up, the Tiger Woods surrounded by 6 Hooters girl when he looks like he's about 22 years old. They started the ass cheeks and the titty popping.
Big Daddy,
and then
Big Daddy, that's where she's working,
Yep.
Iconic, just in a lot of movies.
Yep. So it sounds like March 28th, not too long ago, they did file Chapter 11 in Texas, and the original owners of Hooters are actually going to get back into it, and they want to do a full rebrand of a family-friendly dining experience. Now, let me ask you this, Frank. To you, what is a family-friendly dining experience at a Hooters look like?
I mean, I got to imagine it's going to swing closer to like an Applebee's or a Chili's, which to me is just, it's like hashtag not my Hooters. That's not why people go to Hooters. They go to Applebee's and Chili's for those type of events. So I would imagine it's just going to be a completely different kind of chain Midwest restaurant, but with just none of the iconicness that Hooters provided America.
Sure. Yeah. No, I could see that too. I'm thinking I think they got to go big here. They got to combine an airtime with a little bit of sprinkle of the original Hooters. And then you bring in a actual family restaurant like you're talking about. So you can take, maybe a zip line over to a foam pit. You fly off the foam pit and there's a bar right next to it. You get off, you got the kids there. There's a ball pit. There's another bar right next to that. And the girls are mostly girls waiting. They're probably not as skimpy, but you kind of go old, cute teacher outfits where you're covered up, but your imagination can still kind of wander.
This is your idea for the rebrand?
This is what I'm thinking. Yeah, you can't go the Chili's, Applebee's route. You got to go big time airtime park, trampolines, ball pits, foam pits, and then bars set up. And then you have your dining experience, possibly a live band next to the dining experience. 70s through 90s rock music most likely playing. And then you do have your country section as well. And you just go all out here. I'm talking warehouse.
So you're thinking Discovery Zone, Fantasy Factory, but with food and beverage.
Yes. Do we have anything like that?
I don't know. What's what do they have with what's the one with the trampolines and stuff? Jump Zone? Whatever.
Yeah, airtime. There's airtime. There's 3 or 4 of them.
Okay, this took a different route. I thought you were just asking me what they're gonna do, which is what I think they're gonna do, is what I said, and then I didn't know we were doing a creative brainstorm on what Hooters should be.
I'm wondering what the hands thinks. Not what corporate America thinks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it works. To me, it's like I don't know. It's like, how do you rebrand a hockey team, but they're not going to play on ice? The whole reason that Hooters is because of what it is. I'm not who's going to a Twin Peaks, for
the food,
for the food, or their frozen beer. They're half frozen beer. You know what I mean?
I will say Twin Peaks beer does hit a little bit different than everywhere else. I mean, there is the frosted glass and there's a nice little layer of ice on top. So I will say that I would go to Twin Peaks just solely for the beer. Go ahead.
I mean, who doesn't like peeking in the middle of summer a little bit? You know what I mean?
Sure.
The beers are cold. I mean, they do a good product. It's a good burger beer sports bar, and then they just happen to be dressed that way. So I do have what Hooters is actually changing. They are eliminating bikini days, which I didn't even know was a thing, honestly.
Every day is bikini day, right?
It just says traditionally Hooters hosted events where waitresses wore bikinis. These events are being discontinued to foster a more inclusive environment. Revamping the image. The company seeks to move away from its reputation centered on scantily clad waitresses waitresses. Sorry, CEO Neil Kiefer emphasized the desire to make Hooters a place where patrons feel comfortable bringing their families, enhancing food and service. Plans are underway to introduce fresher ingredients and expedite service times, aiming to improve overall dining experience.
Yeah, it sounds like an Applebee's.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know what their differentiator is going to be now that they're not just like an absolute, like
they used to be like kind of like wings were their thing, which they were pretty good, but they weren't like, I'm going to Hooters for the wings alone.
I'll be honest. Like, how often did you go? Like, would you say you've been to Hooters in your life?
Honestly, not much at all. I remember going when I was like playing hockey still and we were traveling, and that was like the funny thing with the cool parents would be like, yeah, I'm bringing the boys to Hooters. That was like my first experience there. I did get some merchandise as well. I had a nice knit hat.
Dude, you absolutely nailed it. Like I never went there at all growing up. And then in hockey, like for hockey tournaments, like in high school and like, a little before that, like it was just the cool parents like taking the whole team, and it was like the funny thing to do.
Yes. That, and then I probably went outside of that, like as an adult, maybe 2 or 3 times max.
I don't think I have, but I have been to the Twin Peaks at like 16 Mile Road there. Right
okay. The yeah. I actually watched the Michigan State Ole Miss game there not too long ago. Yeah.
Funny enough, I watched the Blues beat the Bruins in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals there. No idea why that was where we ended up, but that's what we did.
That's kind of what happened with me too. It was like, hey, this group of buddies, we're all going to Twin Peaks. If you want to go, I was like, yeah, Twin Peaks. I'm going for the beer.
Yeah, the cold beer.
Yeah,
cold beer, frozen beer. So I don't know. I have little faith in the rebrand, and I don't think they're going to take. It doesn't sound like they're going to take your approach with the Discovery Zone, like trampolines and.
You show me a place that has like a lazy river, foam pit, swim up bar, and a trampoline with multiple bars and live music. Like it's impossible to lose money. It's a sheer proof way to become a millionaire.
You got to start it, dude.
I will. If I can find the funding, dude, I just got to find the capital funding. The idea is there.
Well, now we got it on the airwaves, so I'm sure the calls will start coming in.
So feel free to reach out. We are looking for partners.
Well, now that we've covered Hooters, we can move on to the sports of this week. We can start the furthest back. I think we got to open with Michigan State. Our beloved basketball team makes a run to the Elite Eight and loses to number 1 overall seed Auburn. Tough game to watch. Michigan State was known for starting out pretty shitty, but this one was too shitty of a start. A 17-0 run from Auburn. State could never recover. Looked like they might have a chance when Broome went out of the game. Could never make up any ground when he was out with that like injury that was just like, it sounded like he was dying and his career was done, and then he came jogging right back out, which I thought was a little ridiculous. State ends up losing by 6 points. They lost by 6 points. 6,
yeah. But it was worse than that. The score made it look better.
Definitely. Akins hit a few threes at the end to make it close. I mean, if Fears hits his free throws and a couple layups drop in, like it could be a closer finish than we think. But unfortunately, Michigan State's season ends. And while I am very proud of the boys, I was like disgusted after that loss because I really think they should have had more of a chance to win it. I'm pissed that that their run is done, but overall they way overachieved for what their expectations were to start the year.
Definitely overachieved. Like you said, you said it well, like it was just very disappointing the way that we lost that game. There was just so many guys that didn't step up, and then we got guys like Holloman who are guarding the logo. The guy enters the transfer portal, and then he absolutely sucked in the tournament. He went 0 for 10 that game. He was nowhere to be found. I think there was 2 separate runs I saw where we made 2 points in like 10 minutes and we missed like 13 shots. So it was like the age old MSU just going on too cold of a streak for too long period of time and then trying to play catch up at the end of the game. All of a sudden Akins wants to start hitting threes. Shout out to Jackson Kohler. He had a great game for us. He was probably one of the only guys that was like keeping us in the game as the game was progressing. Frankie Fiddler, he always like comes out of nowhere for us in random games. I thought he played pretty well, but outside of that, it looks like we're going to lose a couple guys here. And it was just it was a really disappointing game. And we were just absolutely broke, like shooting. The shooting was atrocious.
Yeah, it was just frustrating. And like, it just felt like we were down like 8-12 the entire game and just couldn't get out of purgatory there. And then once Broom came back in the game, like, we felt toast. I think what's most disappointing is just, I mean, we've talked about it before, like this NIL and the transfer portal with college is just kind of hitting like a breaking point, at the end of these seasons. Like you got guys like Trey Holloman saying how much of a Spartan dog he is. He's pushing people off of the logo at center court. He's crying after the game, saying how much he loves this team and all this stuff. And then hours later, he enters the transfer portal. And it's just, how as fans are we supposed to like stay loyal to these teams like and these players when you can leave at any time that you want? I mean, even in the pros, they sign contracts that they can't move unless they're bought out or traded or whatever, like for at least a couple of years at a time. And with college, it's just you can just at any moment take a better deal and leave your school. And you can say what you want about it. Like I support players and people getting paid when their notoriety is the highest. But I just feel like there has to be some regulation with it. And there's absolutely none. And it's hard to have loyalties to these teams and these leagues of when you have full rosters of guys who have played for 4 different teams in 4 different years. It just sucks.
Yep, it does. And it looks like, we don't know, but it looks like Jace Richardson's probably going to leave. He's projected top 10 on all of the draft boards that I've seen. But yeah,
NBA is NBA, right? It's just
right.
Like
You can't be mad about that. And then you got, like you said, dude, you got guys just saying that they're dedicated to the program and this and that. But at the end of the day, they have an agent. They're out there. They're playing this sport to make money. So they're going to do what they think is best for them to make money playing the sport.
Yeah. And if you're an agent, the only way you're going to increase your money is like, I would tell all my players to enter the transfer portal and see what's out there. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't. Donaldson's leaving U of M. And I'm sure you saw all the graphics through like Twitter of just like where has everyone's starting lineup played, like where did they start playing their ball and where they ended up. And it's like very few of them are with the school that they originally signed with.
I think Purdue was the only school that had all 5 starters that started at Purdue were starting. And then Michigan State had 4 out of the 5. And then everyone else was like maybe 1 or 2 max.
Crazy. Well, so all number 1 seeds go to the Final Four. Auburn's roster, which I didn't really know until we were about to play them, is like old.
Yeah, they're all like 23.
Yeah, crazy.
It's wild.
Crazy. So all number 1 seeds go to the Final Four. If you have a perfect Final Four, I'm not impressed. Like, I don't care. Like, if you just took all number 1 seeds to go to the Final Four, great. You're correct, but you didn't mean to be correct. You don't support small business, and I don't like you.
Yep. Chalk.
I'm not impressed.
Chalk lover. You eat chalk for breakfast.
If I had to pick from this Final Four, though, who I think is going to win, I think it's going to be Duke. I think they're an absolute wagon. I don't think anybody's going to come close to beating them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they've looked the best, and they're big. They can score. They got shooters. I mean, they look really good. I think my prediction for the finals is going to be Florida against Duke, and then I like Duke winning.
Yeah, I'm with you on that as well. All right, we'll keep it in the hoops lane for a minute here. Pistons, bad boys are back, baby. We had a brawl in Minnesota the other night. DiVincenzo pushing our guys around. Pistons get 3 ejections from the game. Bickerstaff, Stu, Sasser, and who was the last one? There's 4 guys, I think.
Thompson?
Sasser, yeah, whoever got pushed, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, Ron Holland.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was Ron Holland. Him and DiVincenzo were the original ones that were starting off pushing each other.
Right. So Pistons ended that game with, a bunch of G League players. It was actually crazy the amount of guys not in that game. Pistons kind of just waiting out, Cade to come back and a few other, injuries and stuff like that. I think Tobias Harris was out of that game as well. So kind of just chalk that one up as an L. And then we played the Thunder last night, big game, but no Cade, hard to kind of judge where we're at. So they've been a little 500 lately, but they're a very exciting team, and just can't wait till Cade gets back.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to the playoffs this year. Hopefully honestly, I'd love to get matched up with New York or the Pacers would be my two teams that I want to see. But yeah, a lot of fun. Beef stew. We were talking about it earlier. Might have to get a beef stew jersey. The guy's holding up the Detroit on his shirt, walking out. Come fuck with us.
Dude, I don't think there's a basketball player that suits you better to have the jersey than Beef Stew. Him repping the D walking out, just give the guy a lifetime contract.
Ice cold stew.
Dude, dude, fuck yeah. Dude, he literally puts the beef in Beef Stew. He is fighting with fucking everyone all the time. Every time you look at a clip of him, like you Google his name, it's like his bloody face versus LeBron, him like telling fucking Curry his dick is small, him shoving Draymond Green, him like scuffing it up. Honestly, he didn't even do that much in the scuffle.
No, he didn't. He finished it.
Yeah, but they were just like, all right, Beef Stew, why don't you take a two?
Fuck out of it. I saw people on X, they were Xing or tweeting, whatever the fuck it's called, that they're like, I've never seen any basketball highlights from this guy. I've only seen him in brawls and skirmishes.
Yeah, well, that's because no one shows the Pistons unless we're in a fight. But,
that's
so
true.
They're gonna learn soon.
Yeah,
he fucking had a sick highlight this week. He went behind his back and like fucking crossed someone up.
That's right, baby. Crockpot stew.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the Pistons. Let's move on to the Tigers. Tigers start off 2-4. Hard to blame them for any of the games versus LA. Actually, that's not true. Game 2, they definitely should have won.
Yes.
Had a lead late in the game. Bo Brisky just fucking gave up like 20 hits and a dinger, so they lose. But Tigers are 4-2. Overall, I do feel pretty good about them. It's not easy to start on the West Coast, especially against the created team, which is the LA Dodgers. Played well versus Seattle. No reason they should have lost with Skubal on the mound yesterday. Colt Keith with a pretty tough game. Ground ball to second base, pretty routine play with 2 outs. He didn't know what to do, whether to go to second or first, and he ended up going nowhere and left an out on the base pass. Next guy comes up, hits a dinger. That's the game. 3-1 right there. Tigers score another run late. Might have went up 3-0. Either way, but that was the runs that they scored, and Tigers ended up losing by a run that game. Skubal played a pretty good game, not looking as sharp as he was last year, but again, very early. And I'm excited for the prospects of the Tigers, especially when they can get a little healthier and get in a little more of a rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the Dodgers series. Like you said, we should have won game 2, but that's the best team in baseball right now. And our guys are stepping up. Torkelson, he looks really good right now. He's hitting the shit out of the ball. Riley Green, he's smacking the ball around. Trey Sweeney's looked pretty solid. So we are making good contact. We're slapping it around. We're scoring runs. It would have been nice to sweep Seattle here, but we do got the basement dwellers and the Chicago White Sox coming up in this weekend, so it should be three easy ones.
We got to go bully ball on them. Like, we got to take all 3 of them. They are trash. We're finally at home. We got opening day tomorrow, dude. We're going to be bouncing around the city.
We are. What are we thinking? Where's our starting point for the people out there? Where are we launching from? Little Grand Circus, maybe?
I feel like that's getting right in the mix right away. We'll start at the office here. I say we kind of take a cruise down, maybe see Detroit City Distillery or Eastern Market area, kind of see what's popping in Eastern Market, and then make our way closer to the stadium. Or we go further. We could like start at Corktown. We could like go all the way to Corktown, which like we never do.
Yeah, we've never been to Nemo's with the crew.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to.
We should go to Nemo's first. Yeah,
let's go to Nemo's right off the rip, and then we'll make our way towards the stadium from there. So
there
you go. There's our answer.
I love that.
Decided.
That's what we're doing. And then we're going to finish up. If you're not going to the game, pop on over to Firebird, our other favorite watering hole there in Greektown. We are going to be at Firebird probably for a little bit of the first part of the game, just see what's going on, a couple pints, you know.
See what it is, see what the deal is. Maybe get some food in us. Who knows? See what
happens. We're going to eat this year, unlike last year. For a lot of you folks out there that don't know this, behind the scenes, the boys were pretty fucking tanked in the opening video last year.
Yeah, for those who may have seen us or watched the video, that was we were carrying around a bottle of Detroit City Distillery Coney Dog whiskey, which is not a real thing. It wasn't last year. I think it is this year, but last year it wasn't. It was just whiskey with a hot dog jammed into it, and we were passing that thing around pretty good and got pretty loose pretty early.
We did. We're still going to get loose, but we're going to be controlled loose.
Yeah, whatever that means. Controlled loose. I like it. It's like a good oxymoron. Speaking of, I don't know. I was trying to make a segue. Couldn't figure it out. Lou, what do you think of these torpedo bats, dude? This is the wildest. Baseball's been around for hundreds of years. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the New York Yankees show up with these fucking butt plug looking bats. And they are hitting the living shit out of the ball. And now every player that uses them seems to be absolutely hitting the piss out of the ball. Are these things here to stay? Are they legitimate? Like, are they going to get banned? What's the word?
So, I think they should be here to stay personally. Steroids, torpedo bats, bring on the home runs, bring on the jacks. Shout out to whoever from the Yankees analytics and like data team who figured out how to make this bat within MLB regulations, because they broke no rules. The bat is to size and follows everything it says in the MLB rules about how big the bat can be and the size and the dimensions of it. So shout out to them for figuring this out. Every fucking team should have these bats.
I just think it's so crazy. I think it's like the wildest, funniest thing going on in sports right now. For how long baseball has been around, to change like a key element of the game, like the most key element of the game, maybe besides the ball, to have like an innovation like this, like blows my mind. This is like when, and obviously it's a little early to tell, but it seems like everyone's hitting the piss out of the ball. This is like when we were kids, man, and we went from wood sticks to composite.
Right.
For hockey.
Right? AI, like, brother. AI.
Remember when the Synergy hit the scene? The Synergy,
oh, my God. Are you kidding? I had the Synergy grip, the yellow one.
Oh.
The Z bubble. That was the original composite. The green Z bubble.
I was a bub boy. I was a Z bubble guy, like so through and through. I had the Z bubble with the Focus Flex. The Focus Flex were so expensive and they just broke every time.
How about when they had the like metal sticks? That's insane that they had those. Do
you remember the Nike one that was orange? Or like,
yes, I had that one. It was I had that one. Yes.
Yeah. I had that one too. That's what
imagine running into the boards with that. You're like filleting your gut.
Dude, yeah. They had that one that I remember, and Fedorov used it, so it was like sick. And then I had there was the gray and black Easton one that was like aluminum.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, the reason I heard that they are going to try to ban these bats, though, is because of the king of the ring, number one, Vegas. Vegas is on the horn with the MLB right now. Like, listen, every future bet is fucked up now for home runs, for all of the batting stats. Swear to God, that's what I'm hearing. So they're on the forefront of this where they're like, hey, we can't do this year, or it's going to fuck up all of the odd totals and the over numbers for any type of hitting stats if you have future bets. That's what I'm hearing.
It's moments like these where I am like, fuck betting being legal. You know what I mean? It's like they should not have this much control or influence on the fucking games. Like that would be so crazy if I believe it. If like Vegas pushed to cancel this because of fucking overs, home runs, and average bets. That's so crazy. What a world.
Yeah. I mean, all in, like I'm for the torpedo bats. Like,
I got no
fuck yeah.
with them.
Right?
What am I like? Oh, I want less hitting.
Right. Yeah. I don't want home runs.
I want less dingers.
You're not like putting like bouncy balls in the bat and corking it. You know, it's a wood bat. Just moving the wood around. You got to move the wood around a little bit once in a while.
Wood. That's what's funny. More wood. It's just more wood in the middle. I'm reading things too. Like I saw somebody like tweeted like, I forgot what Tiger it was, but it was like Detroit Tiger said he's considering moving to a torpedo bat. Like I think, I think everyone should try. What are we doing? Just try it out. Like it seems to be working. I'm so curious if they'll stick around. I'm wondering if just like the Yankees had a day or like had a ripper with these things, and whoever the guy on the Reds who used it, like that can be a coincidence that you just had a day. I'm just kind of curious to see if they stick around or not.
Yeah, but like also had a day. The Yankees had their 1 through 6 hitters all hit a home run. The first 3 pitches of the game were all home runs. They hit,
Yeah.
I think they tied or they beat the MLB record for most home runs in a game with 9. So it's like coincidence maybe, but a lot of these stats are kind of lining up to say these bats can fuck.
Yeah, and then the guy, like the first non-Yankee to use it, went like 4 for 5 with 2 dingers and like 6 RBIs or whatever it was.
Yeah, the De La Cruz, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Just
seems
crazy.
like they're working all right.
Yeah. 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 Hilarious, dude. Fucking torpedo bats. Who would have thought? All right, moving on. Last thing that I want to talk about, but we got to do it. It's good. It's the end of the show here. The Detroit
Give it
Red
to
Wings,
us straight. Give it to us straight.
death row, life support, whatever you want to say. I mean, technically they're still on life support. In my brain, though, they're dead. They're dead. This is the official funeral. I'm saying it. I don't believe anymore. I'm not saying there's a chance. I don't care if they beat Carolina and they win all the rest of their games. They are toast. The Red Wings have a 2.9% chance officially to still make the playoffs, according to Money Puck. But after watching that St. Louis game, they almost killed me. So I went to the Ottawa game last week, had a great time, drank too many beers, good times with friends, but man, was that an awful game to watch. The Red Wings go down 4-0, and then in the last few minutes decide to turn it on, get close, make it 4-3, ultimately lose to a team that has been putting the fucking nail in our coffin for the last 3 fucking seasons, the Ottawa Senators. We should be embarrassed by the amount of times we've lost to the fucking Ottawa Senators. They keep putting the nail in our coffin, and we were both kind of in a competition, in a race to see who would make the playoffs first. They have won that race. They are going to go to the playoffs this year, and the Red Wings are just fucking sitting, looking from the outside as they always fucking do. So that game really broke me down. But then you look around and you're like, hey, no one else is winning. No one in this race seems to want to make the playoffs. And they are still alive. But what do they got to do? They got to deal with the hardest schedule in the NHL, because that's what happens when you wait to win. You wait to win, then you get down to the end of the year and you've got to play the hardest fucking schedule in the NHL. And they go to St. Louis. They have you're getting outplayed, outshot, fucking 2-1 the whole game. But guess what? They have a 1-0 lead with under a minute left. Todd McClellan, in the last minute with the Blues goalie pulled, decides to put out Tarasenko and Patrick Kane. Love you, Patrick Kane. Would never have you out in the last minute at the age you're at with the defense that you play. Tarasenko, you shouldn't be on this roster literally whatsoever. St. Louis Blues score, tie the game, goes into overtime. FanDuel, if you have the FanDuel Sports app and you're watching this game, the fucking audio goes out. Not even out. Out would have been a treat if it just wasn't working. It gets put in a blender. I'm talking like it's like digital scratching, chopped and screwed version of the audio of this game. It's a nightmare to listen to. And in the midst of the nightmare, the St. Louis Blues fucking score to win 2-1, beat the Red Wings, and drop our playoff odds down to 2.9%. And then on the other side of fucking town, the Montreal Canadiens come back, beat the first place Florida Panthers to pick up 2 more points to bring themselves into the playoff picture and give themselves a 50% chance to make the playoffs. We suck. We're dead. This year stunk.
Yep. Yeah. You said it, brother. It's tough watch, and every game is kind of the same story. Like you said, start off like shit, try to play good at the very end of the game and close it out. I mean, St. Louis, yeah, we were winning that game at the end, but we were getting fucking throttled that game. I think Talbot had like 35 shots and we had maybe 20. Yeah, we were lucky to have the lead and then we fucking absolutely blew it at the end of the game, but like we had no business being in that game from the beginning.
No. St. Louis was the hottest team in hockey, nine wins in a row, 10 after beating the Wings. They were outscoring their opponents like 31-13, something like that, 39-13, something crazy. But now the playoff picture, Ottawa, 5 points ahead in the first wild card spot, looking very secure. Montreal at 79 points with 74 games played. New York right behind them, same amount of points, but they've played one more game. Columbus is actually only 73 games played with 77 points. And then you have our Detroit Red Wings with 74 games played, 8 to go. And they are at 75 points, 4 points back. They got to climb over too many teams. The schedule's too hard. I don't see a path whatsoever.
No, they're dead this year. That's done.
They're dead. And the schedule is just like comically difficult. I mean, just they play Carolina at home on Friday, which is going to be a bloodbath. Then they go Florida, Montreal, Florida, Tampa, Dallas, New Jersey, Toronto. I mean, it's just with only 3 of those games at home. Carolina, Florida, and then Dallas.
Get ready for Cancun, boys. Get the golf clubs out.
It's Tigers and Pistons season officially.
Thanks a lot for stepping up lately, Larkin. You've played great.
Yeah, Larkin has 1 goal in, what was that graphic I sent you? Was it the last 10 games?
10 games, yeah. And he had, I think half of the games, he had 1 shot on net. He didn't have more than 3 shots on goal in the last 12 games. And 3 of those 12 games, he had 3 shots, and everything else was 1 or 2 shots on net. Not that that's an end-all, be-all stat, but, buddy, you're on the ice for 40 minutes. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, he is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
After the 4 Nations, he was non-existent. Never came back.
Last 9 games, he is minus 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. He is -8 in the last 9 games. He has 1 goal, 2 assists. 2 of those assists came in the same game with a total of 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shots on net. Crazy.
From your captain.
Crazy production out of the captain, especially after how well he played in the 4 Nations. He's just done nothing since we've come out of that.
The 4 Nations, we were like, he worked his way up the roster. We're like, dude, this guy should have the C on his fucking jersey. He was snapping it around. He was fighting. He was hitting. It was just, oh my, dude, I can't even watch these games anymore, Frank, because it's the same fucking story every time.
It's awful,
and I'm just frustrated, dude. I'm frustrated, and we deserve better as Detroit sports fans. This is called the fucking hockey town. Hockey town, and we haven't made the playoffs in 8 years.
Dude, it's sad. It's sad. Obviously, I always stand by my boy. That's what everyone likes to ask me about Yzerman.
I'll give you the day off because Chandler's not here.
I appreciate that because I'm sick of hearing it. But Marco Kasper, if I can end on a bright note, looks really good. Marco Kasper's playing really well. That's all I got. It's the nicest thing I can say right now.
Thanks, Marco.
He's 20 years old.
Yeah, love it. Okay, hold on to Raymond, hold on to Kasper, and let's figure out our fucking defense. Biggest pussies in the league.
We're bad, dude. Last note, we would not be hockey guys if we didn't mention it. Alex Ovechkin, dude. 2 goals away from a record I never thought that anyone would ever come remotely close to. Alex Ovechkin is 2 goals away.
I know. I'm rooting for him hard, too. This year, I want to see it this year.
Do you want to hear the craziest stat, Lou?
Of course.
Ovechkin is 2 goals away from the record, tying Gretzky's record, and he's played 2 less games than Gretzky. So, not played total. The amount of goals it took Gretzky to get to this record is the same amount that he's two goals away with 2 games away. So it's kind of wild. It's not like a Barry Sanders, Emmett Smith.
Took the words out of my mouth. Yes. Yeah, right. Same timeline. These guys are sniping at the same exact rate. Ovechkin's fucking amazing, dude. He is a hockey guy through and through. Sniper, lays the wood. The guy's sitting at the bar 2 days ago after the game, pulled up at it was no big deal. I mean, dude, he's
bands to make a dance.
I mean, I love him. How do you not love him, dude? Hockey guy.
Did you see him pull everyone out of the tunnel to shake Flowers' hand?
No, I didn't.
So Flowers, Fleury's obviously retiring, and he was didn't play versus Ovechkin in his last game. He was on the bench. And Washington started to leave the ice for the game, and he flagged everyone out to come shake Fleury's hand for his last game, versus
stand-up guy too.
Crazy. Ovi, baby.
Ovi, man. Go get it, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Are we going to close over-under?
Oh, you got one for us?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had it ready to go.
Oh, yeah. We're bringing it back, right? We're doing one.
That's right. Let's say it. So we had some feedback. Was it Pat or Dom?
Dom.
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 Long-time listener Dom reached out to us, said, hey, I missed the over-unders. I know you guys are keeping these shorter, but maybe just do one. We love the idea. So we got our one. Lou's got it ready for us. I don't know what it is, so you got to just hit me with it.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Swim up bars.
Oh, swim up bars are so underrated. Swim up bars are awesome. The drinks don't even count in swim up bars. You're swimming, you're peeing, you're drinking, you're just living, brother. Swim up bars are awesome. Can't recommend them enough. And like I said, the drinks don't count at swim up bars.
I couldn't agree more. Underrated as they come. It's like one of the things when I'm looking for a hotel and I'm going on vacation, I'm like, where's the swim up bar? Is there a swim up bar? Are there 2 swim up bars? Because that's going to move that right up the list there. They're amazing. Like you said, you don't even feel the drinks when you're sitting at them. Half the time you're sitting in between the stools, holding yourself up with your arms, floating in the water.
Yeah. You're doing half float, half stand kind of deal. You're kind of you're moving and grooving, dude. It rocks.
Everyone's pissing right there.
Yeah.
People are going to say they're not. We know you are. You got the drunk bastard that hasn't left the swim up bar in 7 hours. That's just melting on the end of it. Their body's just floating corpse in the Dead Sea of salt.
Yeah, you're telling me that fat ass isn't he's not walking over to the stairs, and 2, he's sure as fuck not lifting himself out of the pool. He's just peeing. He's just peeing right there.
Right. Got to respect them swim up bars.
Yeah, you got to have them. They should have those at the Hooters you talked about.
Duh.
Yeah, easy. All right, well, that's episode 183 of the Fizz. We appreciate you guys listening. If you're out for opening day tomorrow or today, if you're listening to it, come see us. Come say hi. We love talking to you. We'll have the camera. We're doing some interviews, hanging out, drinking beers. Fucking go Tigers, baby. We'll see you next week.
Eat 'em up.
See you.